been a while since I've been here, so it's lovely to be back again.
I've written really all my life. Even as a kid, I was writing really bad poetry. I guess it was around 2010 that climate change became a regular part of the news cycle. And I started to think about what the impact would be of no rivers, no lakes, and no glaciers on Alberta farming families. And that created the nub of the idea for Watershed. There was a lot of research involved. You know, people might think, oh, well, you're creating a future world, you can imagine whatever you want to, but it's got to be plausible, and to see where the present circumstances might lead us in the future. And at one point, I had to decide, okay, that's enough. Times that I have felt challenged in practicing my art is when life gets in the way. And that's important, but you definitely feel the tug of war between, you know, your regular everyday responsibilities and wanting to always go to my computer and work on my writing. Publishing a book during the pandemic was strange because this all happened early in 2020, and I had an entire book tour planned and organized and booked as soon as everything shut down in March. So I had to cancel all my plans. But my publisher, Freehand Books, was so supportive of finding other ways, finding innovative ways to bring this book into the world. I went to many literary festivals to talk about Watershed that I probably would not have been able to travel to. I felt very closeted away as a writer. It's very solitary work. I started performing in seniors' homes and sharing stories and music with them, and it was a lovely counterpoint to the solitary work of a writer's life. There's sort of a common theme of the art of storytelling through all of what I do.
So this story is called The Story of the Bleeding Heart. It's based on a very ancient story.
I'm continuing to do storytelling and music performances. I also facilitate story circles for various groups, which I love. I love that work. I love hearing stories as much as I love telling stories. And people will share if they wish, or they'll just come to listen. And we move around the circle, and everybody gets a chance to speak and be heard. Storytelling has definitely influenced the way that I write, because when you're doing an oral story, you're very much in the moment and you're visualizing what's happening. You're visualizing the scene. And I try to do that very much in my writing as well. And I hope that helps place my readers in the scene too. When I feel it viscerally, then hopefully they do as well. I'm also working on my next novel, which is very exciting. I just finished the first draft before Christmas, so now the real work begins. Shifting between the futuristic view in Watershed and looking back in historical fiction for my second novel was so fascinating. And I was happy to make that break to do something completely different. I pursue art because I believe it's one of the most wonderful ways to explore our common humanity. I love how art allows us to connect with each other in a really deep way. By imagining a certain world, we can decide what kind of world we want to live in and what kind of people we want to be.